Greg ran afoul of some Florida laws. He told Ryan using evasive language that he may or may not be on the run. He had come back to town since he had been running from something, but had not wanted to formally confess to his officer son for technical reasons. Before whatever Ryan and his mother were running from caught up with him, he wanted to see them. Prior to passing out, Greg told Ryan he was proud of him, and that was the last thing he spoke. When Andy returned and tried to wake him, he was unconscious on the floor. Greg wasn't the only one hiding. His situation was worse than he let on. Ben was acting as like everything was fine, not because his wife kicked him. Ben's new employment had taken time for his wife Bailey to get used to. Once a surgeon, he had been protected in that role, but Bailey worried about losing him since he was out there risking himself as a firefighter. She asked for a break as she felt pushing him away was the only way she could defend herself, and Ben found it difficult as well. He wanted to go home, and he is quite in love with his wife. He poured himself into his work, and no one noticed until he said he was jogging all the time to get away from his worries. He also didn't want to consider what would happen should he and Bailey never make up. There was no place to go to, hence his buddies wanted to know whether he was okay, and he told him how he had been sleeping at the firehouse, and they simply hugged him till he started crying. Jack never told anyone why he wasn't not sleeping, or how he had been struggling with PTSD since he almost died in that building fire. Ben was finally honest with his buddies and Greg was recovered. Jack opted to live in the shadows and discounted any worry expressed by anyone. Only Andy got around to chatting to Sullivan, and they both admitted to be somewhat in the wrong. They agreed to meet over coffee since they'd also mentioned they needed to get to know each other.